be live now. So we are live. We're live early, like 30 seconds early, because I don't want to miss the slot for going live with this StreamYard software that we use. So welcome, guys. See, you're already posting tons of comments. There's already 30 plus people already watching, which is fantastic. Is it the free stuff you guys are looking for? Are you looking to win the 41 plus now? Are you looking to get the free subscription to the Safeguard trade? Because if you are, it's going to be a fantastic night. There's not going to be that many people here. So you've got a really good chance of winning. But the only thing that we really ask is that you stick around until the end, because we want to really put this stuff in front of you guys. I think Lance has worked really hard on this, and it's something that I've really bought into. Lance taught me all his secrets, and we're really excited to show you these trades tonight. And we're going to show some real subscribers trades, real results. People have been emailing me all week going what are you doing? How are you doing this? What is the trade? It's going to be exciting. What can we do? And then there's the people that are sending stuff that are like, oh, you're a scammer. How could you possibly not have a losing trade and all this stuff? So there's going to be a very mixed batch of people tonight. So I fully expect a lot of pushback from some people, but the people that are really willing to learn, I think are going to really come out ahead after tonight's webinar. So I'm really glad to see you guys. Hey, Stephen. Hey, Michael. Hey, Mario. Hey, Mr. Contrarian. Hey, CR, Tyrone, Matt. It's great to see everybody. Hey, Ken, seen you around a lot. So we're going to get started in a little bit. We're going to give people some time here to get situated, and then Lance is going to do what I think is a crazy awesome presentation. I mean, I saw the presentation over the last few days, and it's really nice. It's probably going to take about an hour, I'd say. We've got some spaces for questions in there. But for people that don't know us, hey Tom, how's it going? I'm Russell. This is my channel, obviously. We're going to rerun this on Lance's channel at some point as well. So obviously Lance is the founder of ThetaTraders.com, and I help out with Theta Traders as best I can. So Bilba is saying Russell's camera's a little bit laggy, no biggie. It's all right. We're going to go to slides pretty soon anyway, and you probably don't want to be looking at my ugly face anyway, so that's no big deal. So we're going to switch.
I think our audio is better this time at least, so that's good.
Audio is going to be the most important thing, so feedback from you guys. Last time we did have on the Consistent Passive Profits webinar, we did have some audio issues, and I've been using that webinar for a while, and so hopefully this webinar is going to be used going forward as well. So it's something that people can watch and learn from and kind of figure out whether it's something they're interested in or not. So evening AK, evening Matt, evening Peter. This is fantastic. For this, over 50 people so far for a Sunday night is just fantastic. So really excited about having you guys all here. Mark saying audio is good. Ken saying audio is good. Ritesh is saying we all have a face for radio. Lance, lol. Well, that's rude.
Sometimes I have my audio for teaching all day because I am a high school science teacher, and then I also do these, and then my voice is not quite radio quality, but I think I'm a little bit better now.
Well, we're all here to make money, right? That's the end of the end of the line. Is we want to make money, and I make money trading. Lance makes money trading. I'm sure you guys make money trading. But you can always make more. And I think tonight's going to be pretty exciting because this strategy is like nothing else I've ever seen. And it's something I've just starting to pour my money into. I've already transferred another 6 figures into this account, this Tasty Trades account, in order to take advantage of these opportunities that Lance has really shown me. And it's something that even my wife's on board with. She's like, okay, just pour in, just keep going. This is ridiculous. This is like printing money. So I think you guys are going to love the presentation tonight. And It's something that is legit. So yeah, do you have anything else to add before we get started, Lance?
I think we'll get going. It's good going here. All right, so just a little bit about me before I have a presentation that I'll share shortly. So I'm also a high school science teacher. I think just mentioned that. I teach high school chemistry and physics. So I want to do a lot of studying and back testing, just like science teachers do. We're going to look at observations. We're going to make hypotheses, and then collect data and then see what works, right? So I constantly look at many different types of trades, many different strategies, base exploration, deltas, and all that. And this trade that I'm going to be showing you guys is pretty much the most effective that I've found. And a lot of members that are currently at Theta Traders that are seeing these trades are very happy and impressed with this. As you'll see that you can make really good returns on neutral, slightly up, way up, could go up as much as you want, even slightly down markets as well. And then you can make even better money if you have like a middle to even extreme down markets, as we'll see. So we're going to be going to presentation. Let me open that up here.
But first of all, while Lance is opening this up, the first thing is really that we want you guys to win a subscription. So we want to do something that pretty much nobody really does, right? Is we want to, you can work on opening up your thing if you want, Lance. I'll approve it as soon as it's open. So what we're trying to do here, and we're going to go full screen in a minute, but this is really important because I want one of you guys to win a free subscription worth who knows what, right? I mean, I've made thousands of dollars just following Lance recently, and this strategy is the best that I've seen probably ever in 10 or 12 years roughly of trading. And so I want one of you guys to get a free subscription. So what we've done, and this is kind of weird, but it should be pretty fun, is what we've done is Lance sent me a number earlier that is between 1 and 10,000. And that sounds ridiculous, right? But if you guys send me an email, and I'm about to put my email, if you don't know already, into the chat box. Send me an email with your name. So I need your name because I need to be able to announce the winner, right? So I don't need a random email address without a name. I need a name that you're using on YouTube right now with the email. And give me a guess of a number between 1 and 10,000. And the person that's closest by the end of the presentation, you're only allowed one guess, obviously, so don't start opening dozens of emails. That'd be silly. We'll win a free subscription for life to the Safeguard trade, which is worth, well, it's infinite, right? Because it's a profitable strategy. Yep. It's easy to implement. So it's hard to put a value on it, but we will be selling subscriptions to it. This is we run a business here as well. We teach people these strategies as well. So I'm going to just type in my email right now, and all you have to do is send me a number and your name on here right now. That's your display name, because only people that are on here right now are able to win the free subscription. So I'm just about to hit returns, stock alerts reviewed, stockalertsreviewed.com. ProtonMail.com even, ProtonMail. And ProtonMail is not because I'm trying to hide. Some people think that for some reason. Stock Alerts Reviewed at ProtonMail.com is the email. It should be popping up in the box right now. If there's a lag, Stock Alerts Reviewed. So email me during the presentation, and towards the end of the presentation, whoever's closest to that number that was randomly picked by Lance is going to win a free lifetime subscription to the service called the Safeguard Trade. And I think you'll find that pretty fun. So it'll be good. With that, let's get started with the presentation. I've already been
it's not like the price is right. You can go slightly over. As long as you're closest, you win.
Right. You don't have to hit the number. It's just whoever's closest, right? So like it could be 5,000 and then, somebody hits 5,200 and they're the closest. So you don't have to guess the number. That would be ridiculous. I'm
gonna need to ask for your advice on stuff because that's a 1 in 10,000 shot.
Right. So whoever's closest by the end of the evening. So keep watching. Let's get started with the presentation. Let's go.
Is it coming up on your screen, Russell?
Yep, I can see it just fine. Can you guys see the presentation just fine and hear us?
Yep, sounds good. Yep. So just a quick spiel about me because we do have a lot of new members. So I do run ThetaTraders.com. Been running it for about 3.5 years now. And we primarily sell options. So by selling options, you're able to take in an initial premium. We look for highly probable trades that are going to be very likely to expire worthless. And if they don't, we could definitely manage them by stop losses. You could roll them. You could take assignment and wheel them. There's a lot of different strategies as well, which we'll briefly talk about in the Safeguard trade. We also like to hedge. I'm getting a lot of people asking, what are some good ways to hedge your portfolio? And if you check Russell's YouTube about a month ago, we spent a whole hour talking about hedges too. So definitely black swan events. If you have dramatic down moves in a short period of time, it could significantly hurt accounts. So I want to be able to find ways that you could essentially safeguard that and get good returns, even if you have those big down markets. Okay. So in general, we're going to look at two main reasons why the safeguard trade works. And it's essentially, we're going to be selling options for income on one side, and then we're going to hedge with it. It's essentially the 2-in-1 type trade here. So why do we sell options? They're very high level chances of success. I want to look for trades that are very consistently going to be making money by selling options. You can go really far out of the money. What that means is, let's say SPX is around 4,500 or so. We could look at selling options at 4,000, 3,800, 3,600, and we typically go about 15 to 20% out of the money. So that's a very, very small chance that it's going to get down to those prices. And you actually just take in your premium that you make. And most of the time, we just let it expire worthless. Sometimes we'll close them early as well, especially if you get good returns in a short period of time. And what's good about this, you can be wrong in your direction and still win. There's a lot of option buyers out there that want to make their quick gains. But by buying options, you have to be right on the direction and right on the time. So you might think, say, Microsoft is going to go down in the next few weeks because I'm hearing about that on Twitter everywhere because it's overvalued, quote unquote. So what some people could try to do is buy puts on Microsoft, say 2 weeks out, and then they're hoping that it'll drop in the next 2 weeks. The problem with that is there's a good chance that it may drop, but it may not drop in those 2 weeks. It could take months before that happens. And if you bought the option, you're going to pretty much be at a max loss in that case, or you might have to cut your losses at a certain percentage, which could be pretty dramatic, especially if you're, say, buying for $1,000. It could go down to $400 or $500 in a few days. So by selling options, we're on the other side of that trade. We're essentially the casino owners, and we're taking bets from these other people that are taking very low percent chances of success. And we're the opposite side. We're taking the high probable chances of success. So many years in helping people with option selling, a lot of members are asking how to protect against these market downfalls. A lot of these trades are working very well, but they're still concerned. What if the market drops 10% overnight? It's like we're going to be significantly hurt. So that's why I wanted to add the hedge side to this particular strategy. Why do we want to hedge? It does help with your buying power in down markets. So you could do this with futures. You could do this with SPX, just regular index options. But it does help in down markets with your buying power, because if you have a hedge on, that might end up being profitable. And then in that case, it's going to cushion the blow a bit for the buying powers. Could profit on black swans. So if you do have that significant downturn, we could manage the selling option side, but we're also getting a lot of profit on the hedge side. And many times the hedge side will actually make quite a bit more money than the actual selling of the options on the other side of the strategy. It does help you sleep better at night. To use a CPAP machine for breathing at night because I snore a lot, and that helps me sleep pretty well at night, but having these hedges make me sleep even better at night in general. So I was looking at many different ways. Remember, I'm a science teacher. I'm looking for a lot of observations, making predictions, taking data, and I brainstormed, back tested many different ways to try to, one, be good in most situations, and two, be good when those big downturns happen. So looking at a lot of different strategies and help develop the safeguard strategy where we take advantage and help amplify down returns in your downturns. So again, it involves selling options strategically. We look at very specific strike prices that are very highly probable chances of success that is also worth it. For instance, if SPX is at 4,500, you don't want to sell like a 1,500 put because you won't make anything out of that. So you do have to look at very safe strikes, and we look at a lot of technical analysis for that. But then we want to have that safety net. We want to have that hedge in place as well to help cushion the blows whenever the market does drop down. So the beauty of this, you can generate income through option premiums, and it provides that cushion against the market movements. If the market takes a downturn, your protective trade kicks in, and that amplifies returns and also safeguards your capital. So remember, your buying power will not be significantly decreasing in the ways that we set up the strategy. So this is the main flow chart and what we actually do. We want to be selling naked puts. You can do that on SPX in a large account. You do this on futures with MES or ES, and that significantly lowers your buying power. And again, we want to make sure we're getting adequate premium or adequate profits if these work out well. But then we're also going to hedge a very small amount of it. You don't necessarily want to hedge the full amount that we're taking in, although we have done that trade in the past. It could really help in significant downturns or even small downturns. But you want to hedge a small amount of that main strategy of selling naked puts. And the main point here is you want to make your goal if the hedge works or if the hedge doesn't work. Many times the hedges don't actually end up profiting, and you could lose most of your hedge or even all of your hedge. But you have to be perfectly fine with making sure that you reach your goals, and we look for pretty high percent profits in order to take these trades where the hedge doesn't even work at all. And this is going to happen quite a bit of times, but as you'll see, still do really well when the hedge doesn't work. You can do even better if it does work. All right, so Russell and everyone else, I'm going to leave it open for some questions at this point. Feel free to leave it in the chat.
Yeah, sounds good. So I've been frantically getting people to send emails to stockalertsreview@protonmail.com. That's basically been the entire thing. So hopefully people are not being too distracted by the competition to listen to what's been going on in the slides. So Michael's asking, I can put these up actually. It's usually the easiest thing. So how many trades per month are in this Safeguard Trades system?
So it depends on the month in a lot of cases. 2 months ago, we made about, I think it was like 9 or 10 total trades on this particular strategy. That was because the market was down quite a bit, and we're actually able to profit on the hedges. So since we're able to profit on the hedges, we're able to have extra buying power to actually take advantage of other trades. Some other months where it's slightly bullish and not a lot of dramatic movements, we'll take about 3 or 4 trades typically per month on those.
Yeah, and that's more than enough, by the way. And that's part of the point of this is
Right.
It's not crackhead day trading. It's like passive income, and that's a big thing. So anyway, tons of questions coming in. Brian saying, show a screenshot of the algo. This has nothing to do with any algos or Lux Algo or Algo Pro or whatever. So for ES, this is different. This is selling options on futures trades in a way that basically it makes it very, very difficult to lose and very easy to make lots of money. So we're not going to show any algo trades for ES on Friday. I'll show you them separately if you want, but we're not going to spend time on that in particular. Ken is asking what size of account to start with. I mean,
it depends on what your goals are. Obviously, you could take these trades on for as little as about $450, to be honest. And we have other people taking trades with tens of thousands of dollars per trade. So more depends on what your actual goals are.
Yeah, it's just the bare minimum would be one trade would be about $450 or $500.
Right.
So you're going to want to stack those trades on as weeks go on. So a few $1,000s is more than enough to get started, but you're not going to make $1 million. Obviously, everybody knows like that kind of the math there. But yeah, it's a very beginner, well, not beginner, but like small account friendly system as well as large account as well. So it's pretty cool.
And I go over a guide on how much to allocate depending on your account size and how much you're willing to use for this particular strategy. So there's a lot of detail on that as a member.
Yeah, and Tyrone's asking any Black Friday deals. We're going to do a Black Friday deal on this particular new service which is launching, which is one of the most profitable, easy systems that we've got. We have a bunch of other systems though, and we're probably going to do Black Friday deals on those as well. We have a variety of different ideas about that, and I think speaking to Lance directly might be the best way to go about like which particular service you're interested in. If you want everything we do, we can do a Black Friday deal on that. So it's going to be quite varied depending on what you want.
Yeah, we have a lot of specials coming up. We're actually going to start the special on the Safeguard trade tonight.
Yeah, so the Safeguard trade that we're going to talk about more tonight is for sure starting today. But we also have like the consistent passive profits, which is like the safeguard trade, but like a little bit more chilled out, like a little bit like different. So there's lots of we have lots of services together, right? We have together. When you think about the whole of thetatraders.com as a whole now, there's lots of different parts to it, at least 2 or 3 different services kind of separate. So sure, we want to do good Black Friday deals for people as they come. So Bilbo's saying Algo Pro is a cheat code for money, I think. What is the suggested account size? I would say you probably want 5 to 10,000 minimum, right? Just because, is that what you're thinking, Lance?
Yeah, in order to take all the trades I do, you're going to need about $8,000, give or take. It depends on what happens with the market, obviously. So sometimes we're closing the trades earlier than the averages are. So in that case, you need a little bit less. But yeah, it's about 8,000 to take every single trade. But you don't need to take every trade, as you'll see.
Okay, so here's the question that you probably were expecting, and I knew somebody would bring up, and I'm not sure who this Tom is, although I have a pretty good idea. Somebody called Tom is saying, isn't selling naked puts the worst option trade to make? Most risk. How is hedge protecting my position? So what's your answer to that, Lance?
It's pretty much like a preconceived notion why they think a naked put is the riskiest. I think a lot of people might think it's the riskiest because of the black swans, the big drops that happen, but the hedges that we're going to have in place, and I'm going to show examples shortly, it helps mitigate that significantly.
Yeah, and I think you'll find that it's actually this one of the safest trades, which is why this is really a strategy that's reserved for just a few people. And I don't want to say at the top, but like people that think a bit more carefully about things. Let me ask you this, Tom. What's the chance that the market's going to drop 20% in 30 or 40 days? It's very, 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 very low. And so if you have a hedge in place and you're managing that position, like you're actually actively managing it, the chances of you getting destroyed by a single like naked put on the market is pretty low. It's very, very, very low when you think about it. For example, you can time decay will like cut it away and away and away and away. And then if the market drops, you can be like, okay, I'm not comfortable here. I'm going to take the $100 profit or whatever I have. You don't have to hold it until expiration, for example. So like it's a very, very unlikely situation. And the hedge actually helps a lot to protect the position. So I disagree with this position. It's the same notion that you hear people saying, these noobs that say that shorting a stock is so risky because there's infinite loss. It's like, no, like you use a stop loss. I mean, it's not rocket science. So I disagree that it's the worst option trade to make, that it's the riskiest. I actually think it's one of the most profitable if you do it properly.
Yeah, also, it might be considering it as one individual trade, but this is a system of many trades that we're entering in at systematic times. So a lot of times we're actually selling the naked put, and then you're out of that naked put, but you're keeping the hedge on. And then when the black swan hits, you actually do better. And you're going to see some examples shortly in my slides.
Right. I'm sorry, there's more questions coming, Lance. This is going to be a long night. It's like Alternative Contrarian, who's a regular on the channel. Always good to see questions from selling puts. So this means we tie up capital in case of assignment.
Yes, for a cash occur put, you would be doing that. You could theoretically do that with this strategy. It would lower the overall returns, but it would be even safer than the safeguard trade. So there's nothing wrong with doing that if you're going very conservative here. It's both ends of the spectrum. We could have people trying to get their 20, 30% a month, and we could have some people that are perfectly fine with 1 or 2% a month. So if you're fine with 1 or 2% a month, you could go full cash secured. I'm kind of in the middle of those two regards there. Like I'm not going for home run 20, 30% a month, even though we get close to that sometimes when the market's like perfect situations. But the way that you'll see these, like if you're doing naked puts and you have a lot of hedges in place, there's a lot of ways to mitigate for big downturns.
Yeah. And next question is Ken Lumley. He says, what size of account for 1,000 a month of profits? I was doing on the consistent passive profits, I was doing 1,000 a month with about, I'd say like 15,000. But with this new strategy, the safeguard that we're talking about today, it's hard to predict exactly. and we don't really want to promise things because there's a lot of factors come in here. If the market drops hard and end up between the trap on the particular part of this strategy, you can make a lot of money fast, but we can't promise that. We can't say like, oh, next month the market's going to drop and you're going to end up getting into the trap and you're going to make like, 15% or 30% or whatever, ridiculous amounts. So it's very difficult to give that, number. I think anybody that says otherwise is lying. I mean,
so if you look at the previous slide, the main strategy naked puts, if you want to get a minimum of 1,000 a month, assume none of the hedges work, which isn't going to happen. There are always going to be some hedges work because markets move in irrational ways at times. If you want to adjust that with the hedges to not work, to make 1,000 a month, I'm just trying to ballpark it here. You'd probably need a little bit more than the 15 that Russell was doing because you are paying for those hedges. It'd probably be around 22 to 25,000 or so, if that's all you're primarily doing. So, also, if you're adding in too many of the trades all at once, theoretically could help, but it'd actually be riskier that way. So I might even lean even higher, around 30, 35 grand possibly.
So Lance and I are quite opposite ends of the extreme. I tend to really push it hard with the buying power, and Lance is very conservative. So you're going to get different answers from Lance, different than me. Moving on, because we've got to get going here. Because so AK is saying, can you give a past example trade to make it more understandable? We're going to show data from a real subscriber in terms of both the ES and this particular strategy and things. We're given that's kind of towards the end, so we don't want you guys to get bored and leave and think this is all nonsense. But we also want to make sure that you guys know that some of that data is coming up soon. So I'm going to rattle through a few more questions, and then probably Lance would want to get on with the presentation. Brendan, hey Brendan. Brendan's another well-known figure in the communities here. What is the average trade size? By trade size, by buying power, it's typically $400, $500 to $1,000 if you leave 500 in cash and 400 into the actual trade. You agree, Lance?
Yeah, with the VIX a bit lower now, around 14, you need a little bit more actually because the VIX can expand and go out more. But yeah, around 1,000 typically, right? In all the calculations that we do, we use $1,100 per one contract, and it is easily scalable. So if you have a much larger account, you can just do multiple contracts of it.
So Lance is super conservative, and he's never lost a trade on one of these, as far as I know. That's right, Lance. So you're going to show that data later. I don't think you've ever lost one. The average win percent for Lance averages on per trade is about 10%. I added up the numbers, and he was still reluctant for me to tell you guys that because it sounds ridiculous that he's done these trades for a long time, never lost a trade, and he's averaging 10% per trade, because most people won't believe that, given that it only takes a few minutes to place these trades and then just like leave them and then they make you money. It's like a money printer. And it sounds like a scam. I got emails this week when I told people this, and with the emails that I was sending out, I got replies going, "You're a scammer. How could that possibly be true?" Well, it's true, because when you do smart advanced option strategies like this, it's possible, and it really is. So anyway, keep moving down. Hey, Stephen, how's it going? Stephen is interested in your services, Lance. I was talking to you about him earlier, Stephen.
Oh, yeah.
And he's asking, do you leg into hedge at different point in time to the sold options? So do you leg in differently?
That's a good question. Sometimes. We typically enter it in at the same time, but we sometimes add on extra hedges with it. It's a pretty advanced strategy there, but yes, we do that sometimes.
All right, so many questions, man. This is going to be a long night. It's
let me go through the next part, and then we'll get these questions in. I'm just looking at the chat too, and a lot of these will see the answer as I go through it.
All right, so we're probably going to answer a lot of the questions that are coming through in the next few slides. If not, reiterate your question, and we'll try and get it answered. All right, on we go.
Yeah. All right, so again, the safeguard, just to review, it's 2 trades in 1. We're going to be selling safe puts first, and then hedge for downturn. That's why I put this little hedge trimmer. For the hedges, again, it keeps us in the trades longer. There's less to adjust with the hedges. So if you just sold a naked put and nothing else, you're going to possibly have to do more adjusting to it. Like you might have to take a 3x stop or whatever stop loss that your trading plan shows. or you might have to roll down and out, or you have to take assignment and wheel. With the hedges here, you stay in the trades longer because of it, because your break even is actually quite a bit lower when the market drops. And then again, you have that possible profit to offset those losses. So that's to do with cost basis there. Just a quick example. Let's say we had a stock at 50, you sell a cash gear put at 40, and then it drops below 40. Just to keep the math easy, let's say you took in $100 for that option. Your cost basis will be the 40 strike that you got assigned at minus $100. So you'd be at a cost basis of 3,900. And that's with no hedges in place. But let's say you had a hedge in place where we bought a put debit spread at say 45 and 44, and that might only cost $5 or so. You could make up to $100 on that particular hedge if it dropped. So then suddenly your cost basis wouldn't be 3,900, it'd be 3,800. So because of these, you could possibly profit on those. And what's interesting, and you'll see in the chart, the market dropped quite a bit in October. None of our normal naked puts were challenged, but the hedges were profiting like nonsense. It was like a few days later, it was making 40, 50%, literally just overnight. So because of that, it depends on when we're going to be getting out of these trades. So again, we've been using this tactic for over a year, had good returns in most markets, great returns with the volatility. So this was a sample trade that we did. Market was around 4,300 or so when I took this trade. This was a few months ago. So what I did is I first sell naked puts. This is on MES, let's say futures based on SPX. We sold all the way down to 3,600, which is really far away from the 4,300 or so that it was at. And it was already up $134 at the time. This is the probability of profit. It was 99.5%, which always looks fun on tastytrade when members are saying the probability of profits at 99.5%. And right now we have quite a few of those because the market went up. The hedge part was a put debit spread. So what it is, we bought a 4,100 put, and then we sold a 4050 put. Now this will be for a net debit. You're going to have to pay a little bit of money to do this part. However, we're taking in a lot more money on those two naked puts that we did. And this is just one of many different strategies that we do. We look at different ratios. Sometimes we'll do more than two of these. Sometimes we'll do more than one of these. The 50 width in this case can change. We could go for 100, 150 width. We also manage them in the middle of the trade where you could roll the bought put here and take in some premium. And sometimes we'll make this 50 width, say a 25 width, but then I already paid for the hedge. There's a little bit more advanced strategies that I definitely teach members exactly how that stuff works. But this is just a sample, just pretty straightforward when we started the trade out. And there's a sample profit and loss graph. So by selling the naked puts and buying a hedge, we're taking in some premium. This is the dotted line here. For this particular example, you might be taking in around $2,800. If the market stays where it is or goes up any amount, we're making that initial premium. And again, we want to make sure that that initial premium is perfectly adequate for our needs. So that's why there's a fine balance on what strikes to do for your nakeds and what strikes to do for your hedge. When the market drops a little bit, this is where you're getting into that debit spread part of the hedge. You could make more money than the initial premium because the hedge is going to start profiting at some point. There is a max profit at the put debit spread whenever that's fully in the money, and that could significantly be higher. Sometimes it's 3 or 4 times higher here than it is here. And then we mitigate if it's a really dramatic drop. This is 15, 20% in about a month, which again is very rare, but we have many of these trades in place in order to mitigate it. This is my current graph on tastytrade. It looks a little insane at first. I'm here to guide you guys in terms of how to actually set these up. I have quite a bit of positions here, but it's not unreasonable. We give alerts at very systematic times and days, so you'll know exactly when they're coming in. I teach you exactly how to place the trades, how to actually manage them, how to see them in your brokerage, and pretty much organize them better. But you can see right here, if the market drops a bit from 40, it's around 4,500 right now. If we hit around the 42, 4,100 level, I'm going to have significantly more profits. But if the market stays where it is, I'm still really good because I'm taking in a lot of premium right here as well. And what's the beauty of this safeguard trade is they stack onto another. So when the market goes down a little bit, we're selling more naked puts even lower than it is. Helps mitigate for further downturns. If the market goes up, we could shift these a little bit and then still take in good premium by eventually getting, it almost looks like a lazy turtle that's just laying down and has this long mouth over here, right? This was what we recently did. I think I cut off the dates here, but this was in the last few months. All right, here we go. Let me see if we can see the dates here. So, most of you probably remember around middle of October, we had a lot of downturns. So this was in October 15th down to around Halloween. We had a lot of big drops. These are daily candles. When we hit down here, the trades that we took on when it was around here made quite a bit of a profit. So we're just closing out hedges left and right there, taking in really good money. But then we just kept all these other trades on. We're adding in more trades in this downturn because there's a good chance that it would recover. And then when it recovered recently, this is the beginning, middle of November, we sold a lot of these naked puts, and then we closed them out for profits as well. So you're able to profit in both situations. When the downturn happens, if you have your portfolio perfectly adequate for it, then you can take profits and really take advantage of those downturns. And then when the market bounces back up, you can close out any of the other sold options that we have. Leave it up for any more questions at this point, Russell. Let's not get flooded here, but we could answer a few.
Do you want to work through the questions? You can see them, I guess, on your end.
I only see them on my phone right now. There's so many.
I know. Do you want me just to keep put?
Yeah, just name them out and then I'll answer them here.
All right, I'll pick the ones up that really need answering. So I'm just kind of scrolling up here in the comments. Are you gonna have a bigger deal for Algo Pro? We're nothing to do with Algo Pro. Okay, like. Yeah. I do videos in Algo Pro, but I also help run ThetaTraders.com. Algo Pro has nothing to do with ThetaTraders.com. So Algo Pro is fun. I love it. I do a lot of it, but I also love working with Lance on ThetaTraders as well. And I suspect that most Algo Pro people might want to look at something like this going forward as a way to make passive income. All right, so I'm just going through. Tommy BR, let's see. I'm just pushing up. Can you tell us what the worst case scenario could be if a trade goes against us? This is this whole thing where like the pennies steamroller, you're gonna be destroyed. It's right. like so here we go. So do you want to answer Tommy on that?
Yeah, so the market drops way beyond where our naked puts are and some trades that we might have taken about a month or two before, then you could show a loss on those naked puts. We do a lot of different management techniques on that. One of the main ones is I'll take assignment, especially if it's happening pretty quickly and it's pretty close to those strikes, and then wheel them out. So let's say you sold a 3,800 put and it goes down to 3,750 or so. We'll take assignment on those naked puts and then actually own the contracts and then sell calls against it. It's very similar to the wheel strategy that you might have heard of. Other safer ways to go is close it out at a set stop. So if you took in, say, $100, you might close it out if it's negative $200, something like that. You could also give yourself a little bit more time and roll them down and out. So again, let's say you sold a 3,800 put, you might buy it back in an initial loss, but then sell out a 3,500 put even later out in time to give yourself a little time for it to recover.
Yeah, and one thing I'd like to add here is know that we're not mainly trading SPX, and a key point here is you're able to trade the futures, which everybody's scared of if they've not done it. The futures are kind of the key to this whole thing, right? Because you can trade the futures at much lower risk and still collect a lot of premium than you can with the, like SPX. So that's one of the key differences here. And we don't want to give away the whole strategy and all the secret sauce and everything, but part of it is the fact that you can trade the futures in a way that you really can't with like SPY or like these other just normal equities, options on equities. And so that's part of it, is that you get rid of this risk by enabling yourself to sell way far out of the money by using futures, so you don't end up losing. And that's why when I tell people, I've seen Lance and myself do hundreds of trades and we've never lost a single trade, that's part of the secret sauce. So that's kind of a freebie for tonight. So
Yeah.
it's kind of, yeah. Anyway, people want to make money, don't need to put up. Do we need to defend the trade? Generally, you don't. I've never seen you have to defend a trade, Lance. I've never defended a trade, but it doesn't mean it won't happen in the future.
Right. Yeah, we haven't had to yet. Even with that big downturn in October, none of these were anywhere close to what we were selling. I think the closest naked put I sold was around 3,600 at the time, and we hit a low of around 4,100 or so.
Yeah,
that doesn't mean it won't happen, though. Yes, it could. It could obviously happen at some point.
And that's what I want to reemphasize is, like, as far as Lance is concerned and I'm concerned, we've never even been close, like never even within 100 points. Like I think 100 points was the closest I ever came, and I was pushing it hard. So like these things don't, they don't get challenged.
When you were 100 points off, that was with consistent passive profits. That wasn't even the safeguard trades. The safeguard trades were about 300-400 away.
That's right. We're talking the market has to have a serious event, and even then you're still fine. So that's why we're so excited about the strategy for you guys and for ourselves mainly. So Matt's saying Theta Traders is definitely worth giving a look if you like making money. Yep, I agree. So just put that up while I'm looking for more. Are you going to have a bigger deal for Algo Pro? No, nothing to do with Algo Pro. Is this a nuanced strategy? I'm not looking for. Okay, I'll put this one up because this is an interesting comment. So Metroplex has been on this channel for a while. Is this a nuanced strategy? I'm not looking for a fish feeder. I want to catch the fish. Lance is the person to teach people to catch the fish, in my opinion.
One of my main goals is I show the trades that I do, so I show full transparency and how I'm making my returns. But one of my main goals is for people to figure out different possibilities on their own as well, and I'm here to guide and help. I get a lot of messages from members all the time on like, say, I see your trade, I want to take this strike instead of this strike, or I want to take this DTE instead, and then I give my opinion and my advice on it, and that's why I'm here. As a teacher, I want to teach you guys to be able to do these things on your own as well. Some people just religiously take all my trades. They do really well with it, and nothing wrong with that. But some people want to go a little bit further out, and that's why I'm here too.
Ken Lumley saying, how about a track record? Lance keeps absolute meticulous records on spreadsheets. Now, for some people, spreadsheets might just be not good enough, but I mean, it's basically the best you can do, right? When you're taking dozens of different trades, different styles of trades, Lance keeps the best records I've ever seen. And it's very easy to go through the Discord and just check that the records are true, that they're timestamped in the Discord. So there's no worry about that. The track record for this we're going to present if we get to it, which is in the last of the trade. So we're getting there. Okay, does Lance teach people how to find these trades? Yes, absolutely. Lance teaches me how to find these trades all the time. How far out
Russell, you like to go in midweek sometimes. I'm like, I'm not ready to take mine yet, but let's go over what strikes. I help that quite a bit.
Tom asking how far out are the expirations for this particular strategy? They're typically 100 days out. What's the expirations for
the standard one that we take in regularly is 120 or so days, so about 4 months out, and we're going to be entering them in every few weeks. So, when one trade gets off, another one comes back on. With that downturn that happens here in October, I was alerting shorter dated trades around 60, 70 days out. And a few of those profited literally in 2-3 weeks because we hit it around here, and then the market just shot up and we got good profits. And we just got out of it right away. So it depends on that. But yeah, standards about 120 days, but we do take some where 2-3 months out.
Yep. Mr. Contrarian wants to see data and trade examples. They're coming. Trust me. If you want more, you can always email Lance or myself. We can send you examples and data and spreadsheets and things. They're coming. It's just for some reason the presentation structured that the results and things are more towards the end, and we're getting absolutely inundated with questions. So I'm trying to go through these as fast as possible. Tyrone's saying, "Is this better than put credit spread?" Yes, it is. That's an easy answer.
I think so in general. We do put credit spreads as another service in our datatraders.com membership. So I do normally put credit spreads on stocks as well. We're doing well on those. This is the most successful strategy of all of them so far the last year and a half.
And part of that is because Mike's saying here, Warren Buffett uses naked puts all the time. If the Oracle uses it in the system, you might want to spend some time learning. It's one of the things that it puts people off, but it's like actually the secret to success. So it's pretty cool. Can you show us the dollar menu we're trying to eat? Don't know what that's about. Also, I've been a lifetime member of Theta Traders. I had a 20K account. So Mike's saying this. Lifetime member of Theta Traders. I had a 20K account when I started, paid for lifetime membership in less than 3 months. That's good because we charge a lot for membership because it's worth a lot. Please show a basic. I'm not doing Algo Pro, okay? Stop with the Algo Pro, Bilbo. I'll talk to you separately about that. All right, Mike Kemp, what strategy to use? I'm considering lifetime membership. That's from Tyrone. Talk to Lance about that as well, Tyrone. I'm sure he'd give you a Black Friday deal. We're trying to get as many people in at as good a prices as possible at the moment, so definitely talk to Lance.
And Tyrone, I'll leave my email in the chat if you want to email me directly on that.
David who's also a lifetime member, I think, of Lance's stuff, echoes Mike Kemp's endorsement of Lance. This is great. We love the fact that people are liking the service. I know it's one of the most popular services I've ever been involved with, but I'm trying to stay on track here. So blah, blah, blah. What is a typical work day? I answered Ken with this. Basically, it's a few minutes every other day or every week. Depends on what you do, how many you take. If there's 3 trades a week, that's 2 minutes a week or something, So it's not a day trade crackhead like monitor your computer type of thing. So pretty easy. Alternative contrarian again. So just a simple selling regular put strategy, or is there more to it? You've missed the point, Mr. Contrarian. It's definitely not a simple selling regular put strategy. It's selling puts on the futures plus extra hedging and management to maximize your profit way above what you would normally get with selling regular puts, and also protecting yourself to the point where you never lose a freaking trade, which I don't like to say because you're not really supposed to promise things, but we've never lost a trade. I've never lost a trade. I don't know anybody who's lost a trade, and you're going to see some results to show that you never lose a trade. So
I've quite a bit of managing. We can manage in many different ways. You could go the simple route, and sometimes I do that. I'm going to ease in members. I'm not going to go to the super advanced strategies on managing until people are ready for it. But there's a lot of different ways that you could do these to make good profits.
All right, I think I'm done with all the questions. Basically, CR is asking, is it going to be different from the consistent passive profits, which in itself is an amazing strategy. And if you want to get involved with that, just let us know. We'll do you a Good Friday deal, monthly payment plan, whatever, get you guys going with that as well. This is a next level up, though. So if you're in CPP, you might want to level up to this. We'll give you a good deal on that as well. So anyway, sorry, Lance, I'll let you get going with
look at some of the data here. This was the closed trades the last few months, and I looked at the return per month that we got. Most of these, as you can see, are near that 10% per month trade. And then some of these were where the market shot up quite a bit. We just waited it out, closed out those naked puts. Those are usually around 4 or 5%, but we were able to take some when the market dropped a bit. These are for December expiration dates, and we're taking 15, 25% because we were making a bunch of money on the naked puts that we already closed out, and then we also profited on the hedges that we took. We do a running tab on the percent out of the money the naked puts are, and this was the data from 3 days ago, where you could see almost every trade is at least 20% out of the money. There's a good amount that are around 17, 18%. The lowest one here was around 13 or so percent, but that was a shorter expiration that we took. So if you don't have to wait 4 months on a trade, if you're only waiting about, I think that was about 35 days from now, being about 12, 13%, theoretically could be one of the riskier trades, but since there's a lot less time for it to drop, All these trades are looking like really good shape. And there's a running tab every day. You'll see the bar graph. You'll see exactly how far out of the money we are in every trade that we take. You won't be on every trade that when you first enter, but if you do start taking all the trades that I do, within about 2.5, 3 months, you'll be able to take every single trade that we're giving as well. This is the return off just 1.1K, so $1,100. And then you can see the expiration date. So we're looking at least 10% return in almost every single situation. So a very consistent 10%. These were closed a little bit quicker, so that's why it was a slightly lower percent, but the days in the trade were a lot lower. And then again, these were with the hedges where we took in quite a bit more than that 10% because the hedges paid off. One of the main things I want to go over is how I help people one-on-one. So people have a lot of questions in terms of, especially if you're just starting out and you're not really versed in options very well. I'm going to help you guys out one-on-one on Discord. So I hid the name because I want to keep privacy on the member, but he's asking me different questions like I got out of the short puts for $1,410. Should he get out of the PDS? It's our hedge. And then I wrote back exactly what his situation is, and then I gave ideas on what he could do in terms of fixing it. This was another member's trades that he's doing. He's doing this in a slightly larger account where he's doing ES futures instead of MES. The strategy works fine for small accounts, a few $1,000s, works fine with really large six-figure type accounts. And you can see the data here. He did all of this spreadsheet on his own. I do post my own spreadsheet, which members can see, and I update it regularly, so you're able to see exactly what we're doing. But he did his own log, which is very similar to what I have, and you can see a lot of good running profits on all these. There's no losses on any of them as well. Another, just a few testimonials on people that are doing this strategy and other ones. For life, this is a lifetime member. He does 112, broken wing butterflies. What was that? Poor man's covered calls, covered strangles, and he likes the high probability, low maintenance trades. This trade made more cash flow than buying a rental house, and he's only using $10,000. I know some people are interested in real estate, but it's hard for landlords to deal with broken faucets and plumbing in the middle of the night. So what you could do with these is just enter a few trades on your computer. I actually do almost all my trades on my phone at this point, and much easier to do. And he's showing how he's doing really well with these in terms of cash flow. So he was looking for about $250 a month in cash flow from a rental property, but he would need at least 20 to 30,000 to get the same returns that he's only getting with $10,000. And again, a lot less stress dealing with tenants and all that. Another member is another lifetimer who joined a few months ago. He had almost no knowledge of option trading. And then he shows well-documented list of resources. I'm always willing to help and reply to any questions. And that's one of the big things here. I'm not just going to show my alerts. I'm going to be helping you guys one-on-one. And there's not many other services that do that. Excuse me. So 2023, laid out detailed trading plans, answer all my questions, had a plan for all possible scenarios. So I know exactly what I have to do no matter what the market does. And I appreciate all these comments that I'm getting. This is the last slide I have here. This is from another member. And this shows what his returns have been in actual dollar amounts. You can see that he was starting the strategy, learning it on MES first. Then when he was liking the returns, later on around July, August this year, he decided to ramp up his account with a larger account, and he's making very consistent profits. And that was the last slide. Russell, you want to give the special offer and also give away the
free membership? For sure, but first of all, I want to tell these people to get the hell off my channel. Like Mr. MAGA, Mr. Whoever the hell the Gabriel guy is, go away. We don't want you. We don't care about you. We don't need you. Stop emailing me. Stop calling us scammers. We don't care. Like, we really don't care. So YouTube banned one of them. It wasn't me that banned one of them, but they keep coming back, and it's just like, come on, dudes, like, stop it, right? Just stop it. Anyway, apart from that, that's I've been fighting in the comments for the last 10 minutes. It's like Glenn and Salem and Ken and all these guys, like, they've been around for months or years, and like, It's like they're like, look, these guys are real. They do their stuff. Like there's nothing to hide. And then there's these people that are just like, I don't know, but it's probably people who've
that are
had
very
guess in the past.
pessimistic. There'll always be people that are pessimistic in life, and unfortunately, that's just
Yeah.
how they're going to be. It won't matter what you say.
Yeah, and I don't care. They can go screw themselves. I don't care. I make money either way, and it's fun. So, all right. So let's actually address some of the legitimate things. I will try and put questions up, and then you can answer them, and I'll look at my email and try and figure out who's won the free the free subscription. Because I'm guessing, and I haven't checked my Proton mail, but I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of stuff in there. So, oh my God, this is insane. We've never seen a response like this. Is it because we offered a free subscription? Is this part of it? Like what's going on here? Okay. Is there any way you can pull up the comments yourself, Lance, and look at them, or is it too difficult?
Chat on my phone, right? I'm on my phone seeing the chats. It's a little delayed, I think, but I see some of them. I don't know if you got rid of any spam or type messages or not, but probably better off I just didn't see it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so let me check my Proton mail. I'm guessing I've got dozens of messages in there, and I want to make sure we get the free subscription to people, and then we want to make sure you guys have the opportunity to join at the best possible prices. Tonight we're doing for tonight and for the next few nights we're doing like a special on this, like to join and learn from Lance directly. So it's going to be pretty cool. But let me just check to see how many emails I've got so I can start figuring out who's won. So yeah.
I could read out some questions and answer them while you're doing that. Trying to see
where because I have my email box is just
Russell, you do your thing, try to find it. Should I leave the number that I was thinking for now on the screen?
Yeah,
or should
put the number out there so that people see, so that they know that it's on the up and up, and then they'll know what they guessed, and so if somebody guessed the exact number, they'll know. But this is going to take me 5 to 10 minutes just to like put this stuff together.
Just to note, right now it's 7:55. If anyone sends you an email with a number really close at this point, then it's not going to count because I'm about to show the number. So.
Right.
Just be aware of that.
Right, I'm not counting any entries from this point on, so I'm just putting entries in the. Right.
All right,
this
ready?
Is harder and harder to me.
Let me get a drum roll here. 3, 2, 1. The number I thought was 7973. So 7973. Whoever was the closest to that number, either higher or lower. We're not prices right here. If you guess 7974, you probably won. So that was the number. And Russell will be checking now. Give him some time to look through all the emails to see who is the winner. And Russell will email you how to get the free access to the Lifetime for Safeguard.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to answer other questions while Russell does that. Typical. Let me go around. Ken said, what's a typical quote work day for this type of trading? Can you still work a normal job? Yes, I am a high school science teacher. I have students throughout the trading day. The only time I have to actually place a trade is right before, or like right after the market opens or at lunchtime pretty much. And then I take questions from people throughout the day. So you could do this trade literally in about a minute or two. And you can only need to do it about once or twice a week if you wanted to. If you want to go even less than that, you could do them every 2 weeks or so. Salem, he's a CPP member already. Can you cover everyone's buying power to use for naked puts for strangles versus strategy? It's in the strategy guides. I'll send you a DM on that. But this particular strategy is about $1,100 to do one contract. Ratesh said, doing the same thing with NQ. It sounds like Ratesh was doing a puzzle wheel strategy with NQ and selling calls against it. Yep. NQ did drop quite a bit. I guess he probably did, or you probably did a pretty close strike to it and have to get assigned. Let's see. I get a lot of Lux Algo Pro stuff. We're not going to answer those. Alternative Contrarian says brokers require special permissions to trade futures. Technically, yes. However, it's really easy to get signed up on it. I'll help you go through it one-on-one exactly how to put in the application and whatnot. And I personally got approved to sell futures with only a $2,000 account that I opened up around middle of last year. So it's not that difficult to get. Tommy wrote, I trade the future for SPX, not the ETF itself. Correct. I'm trading MES and ES, which is the equivalent SPX futures of it. You could do this with XPX as well, but you should have a pretty large account like Portfolio Margin in order to take advantage of those trades, to have good buying power on that. Patrick said, I usually use a platform to track the big money options, see a lot of put credit spreads. This track is what the big money gets into. Yep. Part of the safeguard, we do actual put credit spreads with the strategies that, well, we don't just sell naked puts every time. So we'll be selling put credit spreads to take advantage and to lower our losses there. Let's see. A lot of Theta members that are saying that I'm very helpful and transparent. Thank you for all those comments.
My God, this is insane. So many people guessing and so many people getting very close. This is coming down. Salem, you're in the running. Howard, you're in the running. You're very close. So just to keep you guys going. I'm still working my way through here, but you guys are the two top at the moment. Howard and Salem are both extremely close to the number that was guessed that Lance predicted beforehand. You're both doing really well, so we'll see how it goes here.
Keep answering questions here. John Robinson said, if I have an account to do ES, could I use the same strikes as used in MES? Yes. For a relatively smaller account, below around $30,000 or so, you should primarily do MES contracts with these. If you're above 30,000 and ideally around 40, 50,000 or more, you could do ES contracts. So both of those are perfectly fine. What's ES112? It's essentially a name for the actual put debit spread and then the naked puts. We do a lot more than that, like sell put credit spreads. We manage them in different strikes and whatnot. Let's see. Another Algo Pro. Jamie Dolan. I remember, Jamie, I think you were Theta a few years ago. What do you do if your broker won't approve you for uncovered? Jamie, you might be talking about stocks and not futures possibly on that. So for futures, it's a different outcome. You could do all these trades of under 25,000. Michael, the strategies included other services, or is it separate? So Michael, we do offer a lifetime of every single strategy we do. For today, we're doing the lifetime for this particular strategy. So if you'd like to see all the different trades I do, we could definitely get you set up on that. Or if you just want to do the safeguard, we could do those as well. Very transparent. Is this recorded? Yes, this will be recorded, Dave. We'll post it again. We'll probably just do another live recording to answer questions during it and just replay it. Okay, Bond, lifetime includes all past strategies, all to come, including this one. Yep.
You're gonna laugh. You're gonna laugh, Lance, who's looking like they're gonna win the contest so far. I'm still working through it, but like so far Salem is in the lead. He's very, very close.
Okay.
So struggling to see anybody else yet, but I'm still going through to see if anybody's closer to that. But Salem is at the moment, and that's good because Salem's been a loyal subscriber and follower and things for a long time. So but it's not done and dusted yet. There's still like dozens of people here that I'm working through. So just let you know.
Right, keep on going. I'll still answer. We got a few more questions, and then feel free to ask more. I'm near the end of the chat questions so far. Mario said, "Do I use more than just MES? Can you discuss you use other futures contracts?" Yes, NQ. We do CL and GC with lifetime of all strategies members. I currently have a safeguard on CL and a safeguard on GC as well. I like those because they're not as correlated to the market, and we're able to take advantage of volatility increases. Like right now, oil is very volatile, so we did enter a few 112s on that. And let's see, Tyrone, any recommendations for demo trading? Yeah, do this on Thinkorswim. If you already have Thinkorswim from tdameritrade.com, you can do paper trades on all these strategies. If you're a new beginner to options, I'd recommend doing on paper for a little bit first before you're doing actual money trades. Still looking at questions. I think we're near the end. Many Zoom meetings come with a lifetime. Yes. For Joseph, you're already in Consistent Passive Profits. If you want to join for lifetime of everything, I will Zoom with you one-on-one as you need it. I think those are all the questions for now. Honest questions. What are we thankful for Thanksgiving? I'm thankful for all of the current Data Traders members that are in the chat that are showing how transparent and how well our service is, of course. Very thankful for life, health, all that good stuff. And that's one reason why we're giving away a free lifetime member to the closest person.
Still working through it. Sorry, Glenn. Glenn's guest. Unfortunately, Glenn is off a little bit. It's still Salem is in the lead still, so it's fantastic. So let's see if, yeah, a lot of people off. This is crazy. I've never seen anything like this. I just literally spend the whole time just looking and reading and then noting down. Okay, so 150,000 is not a number between 1 and 10,000, Mr. Tom. So, sorry if there was a misunderstanding there. 327, that's way off. Okay, do you want to give them the Black Friday deal? Did I sent you the links for that, right? Like,
I have it on my laptop right now. I gotta actually find it. I could post it on the chat.
Yeah,
so yeah. While you guys are, go ahead.
I was just going to say if you could, because I did not expect this number of people to be sending me emails. So I'm still going through.
I'm gonna post on the chat for the safeguard trades. If you happen to be really quick and you pay, and you happen to have won the number, we will refund you, obviously. So,
hold on. Somebody just took the lead. Michael Carnes just took the lead with 7864. So, Mike, if you're still on here, you're in the lead, and I'm nearly done. So you're doing well. Just so you know, Mike Carnes.
All right. So I posted the membership for this, and there's also a payment plan. So we're going to give a little bit of even more of a discount if you could do this in one payment. If you can't, you could do this in 3 monthly payments of equal size. And this gives us access to all of the safeguard trades that we do for a lifetime. So once you're paid in, there's no other additional payments you need to do. You'll be getting access to the strategy guides, the YouTube videos that I made to show the strategies. I'll show you how to actually place the trade, how to monitor it, track it on tastytrade or Thinkorswim. And you'll see every time that I place a trade, how I close either the hedge part or close the naked puts, show what the returns are. You'll get access to the spreadsheet that will show every trade that I do. And I pretty much, right after I send it out to members, I update the spreadsheet at that point anyway. So you'll be getting all that access. You could also feel free to ask me questions one-on-one if you're having trouble entering the trade. If you are thinking you're placing the trade right, you just want confirmation, you do that. When you're used to doing these trades over and over, you can look at different possible strikes or DTE to see how to manage it for yourself. And we also have a Discord group. A Discord group with a lot of other like-minded traders. We currently have about 180 total members for all the different services, and we have about half of them are currently knowing these trades that we're doing on the safeguard trade.
All right, so I have a winner. It's
yeah.
I think I have a winner. Let me just check. Yep. So Ken's thing here, blah, blah, blah. So I have a winner for the first person who will probably be one of the first members of Safeguard Trades. I think this is a service that will grow rapidly. I think it's going to be extraordinary for the person that wins this. And so if you don't win this, don't be disappointed. We're going to give you the best opportunities possible. Lance is one of the most flexible people I've met in this industry. Most people won't do like payment plans. They won't do anything like that. They won't reduce costs. They won't budge. Lance wants people to succeed. It's also a business, so we're going to make some money on this. And I think it's something that you guys will really enjoy and really benefit from. But tonight's winner, big drum roll. You give me a drum roll. So, somebody give me a drum roll. I wish it was Calvin, but it's not Calvin. So tonight's winner, and I hope you're still here, Mr. Let me just find your name. I had it up here a second. Lost it. I had to go through like so many freaking emails here. I did not expect this. All right. So Mr. Mike Carnes, you were closest with 7864 to the 7973 that we predetermined before. So Mr. Mike Carnes, I'm going to send you an email pretty shortly. If you're not here, at least you'll get an email from me saying you've got a free lifetime subscription to this new service that Lance is launching. So should be fun.
Congratulations, Michael.
Do you know Mike?
I'm not sure who that is.
Not sure who it is. Not a current member of Theta Traders or anything.
Oh, Mike is there. Congratulations, Mike.
I'm just looking down in the comments now. So, Mike Carnes, I am still on. Okay, good. All right, Mike. Well, congratulations. I think you're going to love this service. It doesn't get better than free, right? I mean, that's pretty good. So, really good. And for all you other guys, I would suggest that you sign up. Did you post the links yet, or do you want me to post the links for them to sign up?
I posted it if you want to post it again as well.
Yeah, so I can post the links to join. I wish we could give it for free for everybody, but Lance is a already extremely busy teacher, and he runs all these services, so we need to charge something for this. And so we decided on a Black Friday deal. So the first thing is you can either do a 10% discount and pay it all at once, or you can go on a payment plan. The only thing we ask is you don't default in the payment plan, otherwise we come after you because it really pisses me off. Like, it's rude, and I think it's something that if you sign up for and you don't pay on your second or third payment, I'm going to come after you. I'm going to make sure we get that money from you. And that's just because Lance puts his heart and soul into this, and it's really bad when Lance ends up putting all his time into this and people just default and then they ghost you, and it's like you'd be surprised at how rude customers can be. And so here's the best possible deal. It's 10% reduced. It's a one-time fee. I highly suggest you sign up for this just because it's the best possible way to do it. And so it's right here. I'll just post it in the chat. You sign up, you'll get an invitation straight to the Discord, and we can go from there. It'll be pretty good. Now, if you want to do a payment plan, like payment plans like your friend upon in the industry, it's very rare to get people that will put you on payment plans. And the main reason is people default on them. They sign up with these crazy one-time credit cards, which will only accept one payment, and then you have to fight them and you battle them. I'm really good at battling them. I win 50% of the time. So if your plan is to sign up on a payment plan and pay the first payment, which I'm not saying it is, but I've been battling a lot of people recently on it, there's a 50% chance that I'll fight it and I'll win the rest of the payment. So that's not supposed to be a threat. Be serious. Like, commit to this. Actually commit to the program, and you'll be surprised how good it really is. So here's the payment plan. It's 3 payments of 333, so lots and lots of threes. It's a pretty small amount, so you can make that $333 a month. If you have a $20,000 plus account, you'll make more than that with this program, is my experience so far, within the first month. So it's not a lot of money. So it's something that should be achievable by most people. If you're going to cancel, let me know. Like, you're not allowed to cancel. It's a payment plan. so just don't sign up, right? And we've had a lot of problems recently, so you might detect a bit of bitterness. But I spend a lot of my time just going, why did you have your card set to decline? Like, because it's rude and it's obnoxious, and you should definitely make sure you don't do that. So hopefully you guys are not like that. All right, so we have some more final questions, and then we'll wrap up.
Yeah. Futures traders. I guess you mean. I mean, futures trades are part of the actual strategy. You could do them on futures, or you could do them on SPX. So, yes, you might need to give me more clarification on that question that you have.
So the second link doesn't work. 404 error on the payment plan. That's really. Have you tried it, Lance? I haven't. I tried it like when we put it.
Posting it directly from my phone, so maybe I don't know if I accidentally put it in wrong.
Oh. Okay, that's weird. The payment plan doesn't work.
I don't know, because I didn't send a link on. Maybe you just want to post it.
Oh well, let me just check. Because the payment plan is good for people. The payment plan is actually pretty popular, and we've actually had a pretty good experience with payment plans. And previously, okay, I figured out what I did wrong. So let me post it again. Payment plans work for everybody, right? Except when you default on the payment plan, like. And so we've been reluctant, and we've had this discussion a lot. It's like, should we do payment plans? Because nobody else does, because basically you get screwed because the customer just like, does this. So we try. Here's the payment plan. It does work. So if you check that out, I think I must have posted it. So there we go. So it should be SGD. So that's Safeguard Trade Payment Plan. So, yeah. So the payment plan is here. It's $333 a month for 3 months. It's a plan. It's not an optional, like I'm going to cancel or set my card to decline it in the first month. So yeah. I just feel that I need to emphasize that, because we've had a lot of problems with that recently. Like people just deciding that they're going to set things to not renew and things. So yeah, so hopefully you guys can see that. If you sign up for the payment plan, we will have to invite you manually to the Discord. So like, just bear that in mind as well. Either send us an email, we check the Stripe account, make sure we see people when they sign up, and we'll send them emails to come to the Discord. But yeah. And so I see people selling this type of service, but worse, for $5,000, $8,000. So for 3 payments of $333, it's a no-brainer in my opinion. I'm a business partner of Lance's, but I'm also a student of Lance's as well, right? So I've been trading a long time, but not this style, and he's really helping me with this. So yeah.
Yep.
Hey, Mr. Boomer, how's it going? Lance knows this. Yeah.
All right, Boomer. Yes, there's a written guide, John. Describe exactly how to place the trade, and there's videos exactly how to enter the trades in correctly. Russell, do you want to let's send in the Black Friday deal now for every service, because we're getting a few questions on. They want everything. Okay. They don't want a Safeguard. So we're gonna do. I can post it if you'd like, but it's on the Stripe account. So for lifetime of every single strategy we do, it's normally 4 payments of $4.99. So it ends up being about $19.96. We're going to cut off 1 payment completely. So it's only 3 payments of, $4.99? But then we even went another $100 less if you do 1 payment. So I'm going to post a link there for that. Hopefully it comes up on your end. So that's $1,400 for every service we do. So that's Safeguard, 112, credit spreads, 0DTE, Iron Condors. You get everything.
People are asking, is this lifetime or yearly? I forgot to mention that this is a one-time fee for Safeguard. Like, we do not want any more of your money after that. That's enough to cover bringing you up to scratch. Maybe Lance helps you with how to set up a tasty trade or learn how to trade futures, or maybe I do. Like, I'm not the same level as Lance in terms of like the trades, but I can help like teach you how to do like basic stuff, how to get set up with futures, that kind of thing. And a lot of people are not familiar with futures trades, and it's very easy once you have somebody like me or Lance guide you through it. So John Robinson just signed up. Awesome, John. That's great. Lance, will you look at my capital to help me determine what trades to take? Yeah, Lance is awesome at that. So
So we're going to set you up on Discord really shortly, and then just send me a message there, and we'll go over that.
Yeah. And so this is getting confusing, and I really appreciate all you guys sticking around here to talk about this, because it shows that you're serious. And I really have, like, I'm a serious trader and I'm a serious buyer for services. You guys that follow the channel know that I buy many services. And, you know, I want to make sure that you guys are happy with what you're getting here as well. So,
Right.
so Kelly, I think your name is Miss Alternative Contrarian. I thought you were maybe male, but I saw you're maybe female from your name. I don't know. Kelly's a female name or maybe a male name. I don't know. Safeguard only or the entire Theta Traders memberships. So this is where it gets a little bit confusing. So basically, Theta Traders started out with stocks, right? And then what we did, or Lance did, is bridged out into the futures trades, which are actually better in a lot of ways. Like, they're safer, they're more profitable in a lot of ways. That's my feeling, at least. And so the Theta Traders membership, you can get lifetime Theta Traders membership on our Black Friday deal for, what do you think, Lance? $1,500? Sound good to you? I mean, normally
for lifetime on everything. It's $1,400 if you do one payment. We cut off another $100 off it. So if you want to do payment plan for every single trade we do for life, it's 3 payments of $499. If you do it all in one payment, it will be $1,400 total. We save another $100.
Yeah. And so we try and help people as best as possible, but make sure that we're not like working for minimum wage, you know. So basically, if you have a question, email Lance or myself, and you say, "Hey, I'd like to upgrade." If you're in Theta already, or I want to downgrade, well, not downgrade, but like I want to try this and this, we'll customize plans, and we'll do some good payment plans with you, as long as you honor them and everything. We're happy to work with you. We're not here to rip people off. We're here to work with people, make friends, build a community, and make some money in the process. So, you know, it's a win-win for everybody involved. So
someone asked, how long is this deal going to last? We'll last it until next Sunday. So we'll go into the Black Friday deal. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, totally. I think so. So is there anything does anybody want a link for something? So Tyrone is saying, I'm not seeing a link for lifetime. So lifetime for what? That is the question. So we've been mainly talking about Safeguard trades. Safeguard is part of Lifetime Theta. That'll cost you $1,500 if you want the whole lifetime of Theta, but you'll get so much more than just the futures trades. Some people just want the futures trades. Some people want the whole of everything. But of course, there's a little bit extra charge, but it's ridiculous. Like, it's ridiculous. You get like 0DTE SPX trades, you get like all this stuff, and you can check out the website thetatraders.com for all that information of what you get for lifetime Theta Traders. If that's what you want, then but it's going to be $1,500 as opposed to like what we're selling Safeguard here for $890 something or $900 ish. So yeah. So, but some people don't want the full thing. Some people don't want.
The questions are coming in like nonstop. So questions are coming in on my Discord now too. If you're currently a member of the Consistent Passive Profits, you paid was it $999, like $1,000 for that. If you want to join Safeguard, we're going to offer you the Safeguard trades, all other trades. So cash secured puts, credit spreads, 0DTE. You'll just get the lifetime of everything. You'll never have to pay another penny more, and it'll be $500 more, because lifetime members for all strategies is $1,500. Okay.
I'm just telling CR. So I'll put CR's thing up and then I'll put my response. So I hope I'm not coming across as jaded or greedy or anything here, but CR saying is CPP still available for $67 a month for 12 months for lifetime. It is available, but if you default on that payment, the contract will be the point where we'll actually come after you legally. So $67 a month for 12 months is a bargain. It's like daylight robbery. Like, it's absolute daylight robbery. So what I've done is I've rewritten the conditions that if people default on that, if they set their card to decline after 3 payments and after they learn the strategy and all that stuff, like, I'm not going to stand for this nonsense where people do this anymore. I'm tired of seeing Lance like basically raped. Probably shouldn't use that word on YouTube. But
we get blocked.
Right. I mean, badly harmed in a way that that people. So it's not that I'm just a bit cynical at the moment. So I'm very reluctant to send links out for 67 a month for 12 months because people see that as I can just cancel after a month. It's like, no, you can't. It's a payment plan. You wouldn't do that on your car. You wouldn't do that on your house. Like it's a payment plan, and we're bending over backwards to let that people have that. And if people do that from now on, I'm already filing so many things against people for defaulting on things like this. So if you're serious about doing it, I'm absolutely happy to send you the $67 a month link. But we're not going to be exploited and have people learn the strategy in 3 or 4 months and then just cancel and then ghost us. Like that's how bad people are. I know it's hard to believe, but like it happens day in, day out for me and for Lance. So we're very cynical at the moment, right?
Yeah. Let's just answer a few more questions, then we pretty much got to cut it. We're at an hour and a half. All right. How much time per day to take all trades, Ken? If you wanted to take just the safeguard trades, we're talking 5 to 10 minutes a week. If you wanted to do all the trades and the lifetime of everything membership, it might be about 20, 30 minutes total per week. Mario said they'll probably learn it 0 DTA above 25K. Technically, right, Mario? However, you could do 3 of them a week. So that's perfectly fine. You don't have to do every single trade all the time. So 3 a week and you'll be able to be fine on that. Michael, I don't blame you. People are scamming. Yeah, we've had quite a few. We've had quite a few the last few weeks that are taking advantage. They were joining in for a 7-day free trial. They're asking me a bunch of questions, and then they put in a bad card. I did a lot of pro bono work, but now I just
it makes me mad.
Pro bono work, I remember anyway.
There's no hassle with CR. Like CR, there's no hassle with it. It's fine. Like if you want it and you're going to honor it, fine. We're happy to do it. We don't need your money up front. Like we're fine doing it. It's just these people who have been like, we've had people who have done like, oh, we'll sign up for lifetime. We'll do like $5.99 and then it'll just bounce. And Lance will spend hours teaching this person like their stuff. And you know where you are if you're watching this. Like you know where you are. And I've confronted a few of you if you're watching this. And it's not fair. It's consumer fraud. And people in this industry, they think that the stock trading and make money online industry is somehow the vendors are the frauds, right? But like actually in reality, from my experience, and I'm on both sides, right? It's actually way more the consumer tends to be the fraud than the other way around. So I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's true.
So yeah, CR, we can send you an email if you're willing to do it all in one payment. We'll still honor the same. If that's for just consistent passive profits, just send us an email on that. I think that's all of the questions. Any last questions that we have?
Sorry, I didn't mean to turn this last little bit into a rant about about consumers.
Yeah. So again, if you're interested, safeguard trades only. It's 3 payments of $333. If you do the 1 payment, it will be 900 total, and you get lifetime access to that. Get the strategy guide. Talk to me one-on-one. Have the group Discord. Ask questions. We'll show exactly how to manage it. You'll be able to track exactly when I close my trades, and you can ask for help. If you want to do lifetime access for every trade we do, so I do safeguard trade, we do consistent passive profits, we do 0 DTE every trading day, we do longer dated put credit spreads, we do iron condors that are 3 months out, many other different types of trades too. That would be the lifetime for all trade. We probably need to make the lingo a little bit better in terms of what each thing consists of. Lifetime for all sounds right to me. All right.
Yeah. So do you want to post your email address in the chat, or you don't want to post it, or
I posted it about 5 times already. I'll post it one more time.
Okay. I'll post my email address as well because even though you guys mostly email me, just in case you want more information about these programs or.
Yeah. All right. Sounds like that's about it. So again, any other further questions, please email me, Lance Kaminsky at gmail.com. I don't know if it came up recently or not. And also Russell has his email too. And see you guys on the Discord and enjoy all these different services. Let's make some money together, guys.
Sounds good. Thanks for your time, Lance. Thanks for your time, guys, for watching. It's been fantastic. And hopefully you guys join some of our services. If not, stay in tune with the channel, subscribe, and hopefully you'll see some of the results that I'm posting about Lance and his services as well. So be good.
All right, guys. Have a good evening.
All right. Cheers, man.
Bye.